What's up, baby? Missed you so much yesterday. I'm wearing you on my shirt, on my hoodie. You see it, Matt Stein, Matt Stale with the kids.
Oh, I didn't even
I'm
notice
looking
that.
sharp, baby.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Why do you gamble? Why do you gamble?
To win money.
Okay.
And study. Okay. It helps me study better because when you got something on it, I mean, you're paying attention to every effing thing. And also, too, Steiny, I don't want to say it's sad, but it gives me an adrenaline rush. It's almost like a drug. A safe drug, I guess. If you do like I do, you don't have much to bet with. But that would be my answer as to why. Excitement, wagertainment, money. So, time is money. Sitting on my derriere watching the game, make some paper.
Without getting into details, do you count on money? Like, do you?
Yeah. It's my second job.
I mean, like,
and we take losses.
Okay,
I'm good now.
But overall, let's say in the last month, the last year, the last 10 years, do you think you've won money gambling overall?
I would say no. Yeah. I'm being real.
No, I know.
I've had some good days, but I'm being real.
And you're more in tune to it than me, but I certainly am not afraid to place a bet here and there.
I do it every day.
And I'm trying to think, like, I'll usually bet on, I don't know,
but you're
few games a month, maybe a game a week, maybe 2 games in a night.
I'm a crackhead. You're what do they call it? When you do not social, recreational. Yeah, recreational. I'm a crackhead. I admit it. It's fun though, Steiny. I could watch 2 college teams. I don't know.
But okay, so college, like whenever you hear a coach, they go, well, winning is not as good as losing is bad. So is winning better than losing stinks?
Oh my gosh, times, especially now it's the most important ingredient, which is the money, yes. So let's just say, like right now I'm getting brakes on the caddy, brake shoes.
Okay.
That set me back 1,000.
All right.
I feel like Operation 1,000. Let's go. And that's how
But what if
little girl needs something at school, Milan Donovan, Operation that. Then I might get hit. But it's
what happens when you get hit? What happens if you get hit? What happens if the caddy?
You regroup.
All right, so you don't have I don't mean this.
I never get in over my head.
Exactly.
I know some people that have. For whatever that's worth. But yeah, Steiny, it's fun. It's a part of my life.
See, here's what I'm worried about with why I might.
Because you said I had a problem the other day. Remember? You can't, but you were playing. So
yeah, as long as you're showing up to work and paying the bills, I think you're going to be okay.
Where's the caddy at? Where really?
Well, like what I was wondering is, okay, the caddy's going to cost $1,000. What if the caddy costs $2,000 because, he picked a couple losers.
That happens. So you put something away for a rainy day.
Because I think I figured out, and I'm a little worried about this. One of the reasons I gamble is so that I will be interested in a game. Because
that is it's homework, though. You see, I get that.
Sometimes it's a guess.
Well,
say, what was the last game I made a bet on? Oh, I know. It was the Kings. The Kings played the Lakers.
All right. Oh boy,
and it was down in L.A. And I was like, you know what? Lakers stink. I'm betting the Kings are going to win that game. And the Kings won that game, and I won the bet.
Yeah.
And then I watched the game, and it was fun. It was fun to watch the game. Now, if the Lakers win that game and I lose the bet, I still am interested in the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the interest level is the same, the adrenaline's the same, and you lose $100, you win $100.
But you got homework. You. What
do you mean?
Like, remember there's that video of McVay and LeBron James separate, where LeBron could tell you the last 18 plays of the game and McVay could tell you what he called. That's how I am with gambling. I may lose, but Steiny, Like I went to college. I got a lesson out of that game about that said team.
But that's too late.
But I'll put that away into the Guru computer. Now you might say you'll never use that again, but I will if I choose to bet on that team again. So when you got action on something, you are like in a classroom and you are paying attention to the refs, everything. So there's a rush in that for me too, Steiny. I know that sounds crazy, man.
No, it doesn't.
It's taking over the world, good or bad. We're going to be able to go to Chase Center, and you're going to be able to say, I think Steph Curry is going to make 4 3-pointers. That is around the corner, and it's there in some places. I believe in Cleveland. You walk into the arena, you can place a bet. And you're bringing this up because of Ohtani?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't.
He's done nothing yet but help a friend, allegedly.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, obviously, what his role is in this.
Right.
But, I'm just, there are 3 things that are coming together to my way of thinking. And I don't even know, I don't have a script, but I'm looking at this Ohtani thing. And then I'm looking at ESPN, and there's a story about J.B. Bickerstaff, who's the coach of the Cavaliers, and he says that he's gotten texts from either gamblers or bookies that have been threatening him, and somehow they got his number, and they've been saying, you better win tonight. You better win tonight, and they've been making some threatening texts. You better win tonight. Not only you better win, you better cover, and then we got the NCAA tournament starting, and I got some brackets filled out.
Yeah, but
And I'm looking at
Michigan State with a little lead is shrinking.
Yeah, I got Mississippi State.
Why wouldn't you win against Izzo? Like, I go against Spadoni, the coaches, sometimes when I don't know.
I ain't going against the SEC this year.
Look at you. All right.
And then what's the other game? One of my other teams. I'm already down. Oh, BYU.
Brigham Young.
Shame on me for not going with a Pennsylvania school, Duquesne. They were up early.
Yeah.
And Evan will monitor those situations. I don't know. It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Ohtani liquidated all assets, huh?
Not all of them.
That's from Chris M. on the YouTube
I don't think all of them. The funny thing is the other thing that my feeling on gambling is, at this point, you need gambling. If you don't have you want to outlaw gambling, or you want to pare this back, viewership's going to plummet.
I think that's why the NFL is king.
I know. So
during the pandemic, that was the roughest thing for me. You didn't know, you guys didn't know, but not able to place a wager, Steiny, that was rough. I'm watching Ozark. Your boy broke out into the measles.
Withdrawals.
Seriously, Steiny, this man. So
why shouldn't Ohtani be able to bet on himself?
Well,
because he can influence the game.
So those people knocked at your door and said, we need you to lose tonight. Like you said, Bickerstaff. I'm just saying Bickerstaff doesn't play. Then you could throw the game.
Hypothetically, if you're Shohei Ohtani and you're pitching, why wouldn't you bet $500,000 on yourself every game?
I have no problem with that.
Obviously, I got a problem with him betting on himself to lose.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a different story.
But now you're going Pete Rose.
Yeah.
There's not and you didn't ask, there's not a bone in my body that thinks Pete Rose ever placed a wager. He bet on his own team, but for his own team to lose. I don't believe that. But you're right. I don't think it's a problem if it's for you to win, Steiny.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Where do you think this Ohtani thing is going?
I have no idea.
What if he helped a buddy, a degenerate gambler? Because yesterday morning, as I walked into the hospital, Steiny, the story was he had his buddy disappointed him and was a degenerate gambler, and Ohtani was going to cover the bill. And then that didn't look good or sound good. And when I came out the hospital, they were saying, the guy stole from him. I don't know. It's the number one story, though, Steiny. I don't know what you do. There's a federal investigation, not into Ohtani, but I don't know if they're going to. Michael Jordan gambled. If he gambled as hard as he did in this era, I think we would know something, especially about the rumors, and God rest his soul to his dad, Mr. Jordan. But, all the stuff that went around that, Steiny.
Well, what's the worst thing we could find out about Ohtani?
He bet on the Angels.
2.
I think win or lose, it's the same.
Yeah, I don't.
On line 1.
I don't think it's the same.
But Major League Baseball will. So the hammer, he could be done. Regardless of what the bet was, if you bet on that's a wrap. Pete Rose on line 1, right? That's the standard.
I guess.
Let's hope he didn't, because, dude's incredible.
Why shouldn't he be able to?
I'm with you. So you think Brock Purdy should be able to bet on the Niners if he has a receipt?
Brock Purdy may have bet on the Niners already.
No, but to where it's like, I won't get popped. We've seen guys get popped that place parlays, players. We just seen players get suspended, come off suspension. Steiny placing a parlay on teams that don't involve their own team.
I know in the NBA, if you're a team employee, you're not allowed to bet on.
Why? If you're an employee?
Well, because if
you have no bearing on the outcome.
I'll play devil's advocate. Well, because what if you're? I'll just throw them out there. Hey, please be grown up enough to know that I'm just doing this as a joke. So Rick Celebrini should be able to bet on the Warriors.
You're smiling? I think right.
So he knows right now that Draymond Green might not play.
All right, now I didn't go. Martha Stewart, the insider stuff. You know what? I give you that. All right.
So I'm just saying that, that's in the NBA.
He shouldn't be able to, and they got that right. I got you. Because now you got inside information. Denzel.
But what about Celebrini's roommate? I shouldn't use Celebrini because people are not going to.
Well, that's where.
But I'm using him as an example because he's a guy who obviously knows a lot about who's playing, who's not playing,
right?
And how guys are feeling physically.
Well, I think that happens.
I'll just say a trainer from now on, or an athletic trainer.
Well, his friend, and Rick, we love you. Your friend is a nobody, so they're lucky to have you. If you decide to share that information, nobody's watching the roommate. So then it just becomes a.
Well, what if the roommate's betting $100,000 a pop?
Right, but who's going to monitor that?
How did Ohtani stuff get found out?
There you go.
Shout out to Guru and Dibs with Liquidate All Assets.
Yeah. Dibs in Vegas right now. Yeah, baby.
The losses definitely outweigh the wins, kind of like in golf. You remember the bad shots more than the good ones. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is one where I don't, part of me thinks that it's a big deal, and part of me thinks it's just something that's come to the surface that is so commonplace that we might be afraid to find out just how commonplace it is.
And Spadoni, before he got out of here, did a great job this morning. I assumed it because I was on board, couldn't hear. I'll go back on the Odyssey app. Steiny, he talked about his kids and when little Benny and his sister are, teenagers. I'll tell you this, gambling is growing, Steiny. It's becoming normal, and it is a drug. They got the 1-800, there's a number to call if you get in. Lives have been lost because of gambling debts.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah.
Spadoni knows that off the top of his head.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Spadoni's not a huge gambler, I don't think. I can't hear you. Is he in your ear?
No.
Oh, we can't hear you. I can just see your lips moving. You did not come in, even though I saw your mic on. Anyway, no, Spadoni,
I was just going to say, I lost a bunch of change on Brock Purdy when he got hurt in that Eagles
game. So Spadoni's everything in moderation type of guy. I can't even get him over to my backyard to have a couple beers. So
but I've been noticing you've been texting him singing without the rest of the vine.
Yeah. Yes, Spadoni, well, you do that too.
Grandy.
Yes. When I get sick of you guys and I need some real sports knowledge.
We're talking about Malik Monk.
That's right.
What we're talking about.
We were talking about Malik Monk the other night. If the Kings didn't have Malik Monk's their MVP.
He's their Wiggins, though.
He's their MVP.
He's up and down, too, though, Steiny. He'll go MIA. Talk to some King fans. I watch every Kings game. He'll go MIA, too.
If the Warriors had Malik Monk and the Kings had Wiggins, the Warriors would have 5 more wins and the Kings would have 5 fewer wins this year.
And you know what, Malik, if you're listening,
all I'm saying.
I won't give you the Wiggins.
He has won them games.
No doubt about it.
He's been unbelievable in about 5 games this year.
But when they lose, it's always not his fault, but he'll be pedestrian. Like, he can get lost a little bit.
Would you trade for Malik Monk right now for Andrew Wiggins.
Well, after last night, Wiggins was active.
So you would keep him now?
No, you know where I'm at with Wig. He had a good game last night.
Everybody had a good game last night for the Warriors.
Now, what do you think this means, real quick? Okay. Ben Valencia, First NorCal Credit Union YouTube chat. I want to bet $1 million Goo misses a day of work next week. Now, why would you laugh?
You could just because it's radio.
What was the punch?
Just because it's radio, and one of my idols, Gary Radnich, always said, if you're going to laugh into the mic.
You taught me that. But gosh, man, come on.
I mean, you'd have to put up $100 million to win $1 million on that bet.
Oh boy,
what is that called when it's minus 1,000 or whatever?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The favorite.
Yeah, what's funny is a lot of times we'll talk before the show about what we're going to talk about, and I'll have a question in mind, or I don't even know what to ask about not only the Ohtani thing, but the fact that, again, Bickerstaff gets threats. I watched a video earlier of a golfer, Zach Johnson, and, golfers are getting upset because the people in the gallery are saying, you're in my fantasy pool, you need to make that putt, or I don't have, the other guy has you on your team, I need you to miss this putt. And it's just, it's 415 on the Comcast Business text line. Gambling is all over. No doubt about it. That's Murillo. And
let's put the
I don't even know what I don't think gambling is morally wrong at all.
Well, I think people love college basketball so much that they're watching the games now, or is it because it's always been about the gambling component and the brackets for the NCAA tournament?
I mean, the brackets.
I think it's the gambling component, and I get it and understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do brackets way back in the day, but a bracket, to me, a bracket's a little different than gambling, because a bracket, throw $20 in and pick 60 games and see if you can win $1,000. Like, I actually view that a touch differently than, it's the NCAA tournament. There's 8 first-round games, and there's 6 of them I'm going to put money on. But
what if I told you friends that don't have a 9 to 5? This is true. I'm looking you dead in the eye, and their job is gambling, and they got a nice home, fancy car. They're doing well for themselves, Steiny. That doesn't shock you at all, huh?
No, that's fine.
But that's scary. If one of my kids said, "This is what I'm doing, Dad," I would be like, "Oh my goodness."
What's the difference between gambling to make a living and being on 100% commission?
Oh man,
to make a living.
Wow.
Or being a stockbroker. Like if you work in the market, you're at the behest of the Dow.
And that's legal, though, the stuff. But the gambling is not in California. Wink, wink.
I guess my question is, so I read the whole story on Ohtani, and obviously there is a lot that we don't know about.
Do you think he gambles?
I don't know.
See,
I have no idea. But what I do think is, maybe my question is, what do you make of the Ohtani story and the gambling issue at large? Like, to me, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I turned on the radio today, and those guys were talking about Ohtani, and I was like, okay, so I knew about the interpreter yesterday or whatever. Like, okay, so what happened? The interpreter got fired, and he paid $4.5 million. I hear you. It just doesn't do it for me.
Who was in the dugout in the game yesterday with Ohtani, the interpreter, who's since been fired? But go ahead.
Like, in a way, I don't care if he bets.
But Major League Baseball does.
Oh, sure.
So then that would remove him off the field, which would be okay. Now we got a story.
And that is a big story. And I'm not diminishing it, but if they find out, you know what, Ohtani was betting on baseball, and he was betting on the Mets, and now he's suspended for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
You say, oh my, you're banned. I know, but you say, oh my gosh, and I say, it's not that I don't care.
I got you.
I care.
You feel like he should have that right.
No, I just feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is we're just scratching the surface of so much stuff that we have no idea about.
Well, be careful though, Stein. When you go snooping around, I'm talking to all the leagues. Be careful when you're seeing if your spouse is cheating, and then when you get that info, you're like, oh my gosh, be careful, because you're right. I'm sure
to me,
what was the Warrior? I got to be careful here. What was the Warrior game? You remember at the end of the game, I believe a Sacramento Kings shot and hit a 3-pointer on the Warrior bench. It was Chris Paul, GP2. It affected the line, and everybody was looking, and it was fun. But you couldn't tell me they didn't know what the line was, the players.
Well, that's the other thing. To me, whatever is going on with Ohtani, there's no chance that
he's the only.
Exactly. You'd have to be naive to think that Ohtani has done something that other professional athletes or professional coaches or assistant coaches or front office people haven't done. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think gambling is so prevalent. Okay, should Deebo Samuel be able to bet on baseball?
No doubt about it.
Okay, but he can't bet on any football.
No.
Why? Why can't he bet on the Carolina Panthers against the Patriots?
I guess a conflict of interest, but I'm with you. He should be able to.
And then why can't he bet on the Niners to win 13 games next year?
Because if somebody knocked at his door and said, Deebo, we need you to lose or throw this game, so when you're wide open, drop the ball.
No. But no, you're Deebo Samuel, and you get the over-under on win totals next year for the Niners, and it's 11-5.
Gotcha.
And Deebo's like, we're going to win. I know we're going to be better. And Deebo Samuel spends $1 million. I don't know why I'm using Deebo Samuel either, but I shouldn't do that.
Deebo.
Whatever. $1 million to the Luxor. I got the over on the Niners. Who cares?
I got you.
What's wrong with that?
But it just, I hear you.
And I'll also go this route in a way. And we were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about Steph Curry. When he came to the podium after the game against the Knicks, and he goes, it doesn't matter for 7, 8. No, if we play like this, we're done. I mean, we got no chance. Nobody knows when a team doesn't have it, more so and first of all, like the players. So I get it. Steph Curry can't say, you know what, we're just not playing well. I'm going to bet against us. But in a way, if it doesn't affect his performance at all, why can't he? Listen, I play hard every night. I'm going to go out and do my thing. I'm going to go out and try as hard to win as possible. But we're not very good. And I know it. And I could say, I know it too, Steph.
Well,
I mean, I get it. That's an exaggeration. But, I
want to pull you to the side right now, and I'll do it on air. Let's be real here, because this is the street you're going down. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you think Deebo Samuel feels that strongly that the Niners are going to win, let's just say 13 games, Steiny, he can give the money to his buddy, and his buddy can go place that wager. So that's going down all day, every day.
Well, to me, fair.
And that's why I'll back you up.
Well, I don't think there's any that's the same as him betting.
Yeah, but it is, but it's not.
Well, I think it is because we.
My point is the man and Goodell can't.
And here's the other thing I was thinking about Pete.
Find that information out.
Here's the other thing about Pete Rose I was thinking.
I feel so bad for him.
Let's say Pete Rose is the manager of the Reds, and I do this when I bet, and we all do this when we bet. Give me an old Tom Browning.
Remember Tom Browning? The nasty boy.
Okay.
What a nasty boy.
Okay, I wanted to
Who?
Tom Browning, the lefty.
I thought he was the starter. Okay. But anyway, let me use Don Gullett. All right, so Don Gullett's pitching for Pete. Pete Rose, the manager, and the pitchers, Don Gullett. He was good. But anyway, maybe Pete Rose says, you know what? Gullett stinks. But it's his turn in the rotation, and we're playing the Phillies, and I don't think we're going to win.
That's not. You shouldn't be able to profit on your team. Losing.
But maybe Pete Rose says. But Pete Rose maybe says, you know what? I don't think we're going to win today because of Gullett. But you know what? I'll bet us to lose because that's what I think's going to happen. But if we win, it's all good because I'm the manager of the Reds.